Maybe a brief definition coming out of 1 John 4, that God's love is willing sacrifice for our redemptive good, that didn't demand reciprocation, or that the people being loved were deserving. I would argue that the cross of Jesus Christ is not just the means by which we are able to love people, but is an example for us of what love is and what love does. John says, this is love, and then he says, if God so loved us, we ought to love one another. He's arguing for the model nature of the cross. And I think it's an incredibly important definition of love. Love is willing. I would argue that the key character quality of real love is its willingness. If you have to be forced to love, you don't love. And that's a big deal for parents. Am I really willing to love my children in the big sense of what that means? Love is willing self-sacrifice. There's just no such thing as love without sacrifice. Willingness to get up early, stay up late, have that conversation for the 10,000th time, bring the child to the gospel one more time, even though I've done it many, many times. That doesn't demand reciprocation. Or that the person being loved is deserving. If I only love a person when they're deserving, guess who I'm loving? I'm not actually loving myself. I think that the argument of the plan of redemption is that love does its best work when people aren't deserving. That's when love rises to be love. Now, I find two things happen when I, as a parent, look at the cross of Jesus Christ. First of all, I begin to understand what love is, but I'm brought to the end of myself. And that's a good thing. I say, I can't do this. There's no way I can love this way. And so what I do is I run to the cross of Jesus Christ, and I say, God, help me, help me, help me. Meet me by your grace so I can be a tool of your grace in the life of my children. You do not want to be the child of a parent who thinks he's a grace graduate, because that's trouble. And so it is that keeping the standard of love high that is both the rescue of the parent and the child. Because the parent needs to be rescued from himself, from his own self-righteousness, from his own arrogance, all that junk we used to, in my day I would have never thought of. Well, in your day, you were a creepy sinner too. Get a grip. It's just the truth. And so once I'm free of that, I now am approaching a child that I know deeply is more like me than unlike me. And what I want for that child is not compliance to my authority. What I want for that child first is to experience the same grace I'm experiencing. The grace that even is moving me toward that child at that moment. That's just a whole different world of parenting. And you get that model from the cross. That's where you get it, because it's the rescue of both the parent and the child.